All right, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a great day. So we actually have some more carbon fiber. We have the table here. It's still wrapped up, but first things first, we got to go ahead and actually move the Shelby GT500 right here, bring up the Dark Horse, because yes, we actually got a new carbon fiber piece for the Dark Horse. Shout out to Extreme Online Store because they just have so many different options. And this is actually something that we did mention. You go ahead and see just a little bit bigger than the last piece, but we're gonna go ahead and show you guys how to install this and how it looks. So definitely show you everything you need, but first we gotta go ahead and actually move the Shelby. With the trunk open, this is actually what we're gonna be working with. We're gonna go ahead and need to remove all these little Christmas trees here. We actually have the tools here. So to walk through what you're actually going to need to make life easier, one of the actual trim remover toolkit. It should come with both of these things right here. We're also going to need a 7mm, and an extension will definitely be helpful to a 10mm, because the 10 mils are actually going to go ahead and be inside here. The 7 mils are actually just right here, so there's only 2 of those. Last thing you're actually going to go ahead and need is a little torque set here, so that way you can remove the pieces holding the actual camera together. So you can go ahead and actually see the ducktail version here, and this is actually again part of the deck lid. So you have the camera here where it's actually go ahead and be bolted back on. Once we take off the piece here, you'll need actually to reuse all the OEM pieces, and then you can see again the 3M is attached already for you to use. So looking at the current one we have, this is definitely the OEM style one. Obviously carbon fiber, you go ahead and see. So if you don't want to run a spoiler, I just come to the side so that way you guys can see how it looks from the side. The actual S650 does look really good with just a flat face like this. It also does already have a little bit of a hangover there. So it looks really good OEM. But one of the best ways to actually use this one is to just pretty much run a spoiler. So now you have a full carbon fiber deck layer, when then you can actually throw a carbon fiber spoiler on there, or any of the other options that they offer. But if you're looking for something a little bit more aggressive and just a little bit more off there, that's what this ducktail over here is going to go ahead and achieve for us. So we're going to go ahead and pull this off so that way we can show you guys. But again, this is how it looks OEM style, a lot more subtle. Let's go ahead and put that new one on, and we'll go ahead and show you guys the before and after. All right, to start off, just go ahead and twist these counterclockwise to remove these 2. So one on one side and one on the other. Go ahead and see. So you guys see, really simple. Same thing on this one. And on the ones on the edge, now you don't need a tool, but it does help just to make it a little bit easier, but you should be able to pull it out like that. There we go. Now we can start moving all these little plastic pieces. Just got to get underneath it and just pop it out like that. And don't forget about the 2 up here. One on each side again, and just pops out like that. All right, so with all the fasteners removed, this is actually really easy to take off. Just go ahead and slide this little emergency trunk opener. There you go. And then to get around this piece, you just got to go ahead and push a corner over and literally just pop it off like that. So with all this exposed, you go ahead and see, just showing you guys what we're dealing with. We got one 10mm in there, and then another 10mm in there. So total 2 10mm on the side, another one right in the middle, and again another 2 right here. So we got 5 total all the way across. And this is where the extension will definitely come in handy, because you go ahead and see, just putting a finger in there, how far it actually goes in. But the 7mm are actually right here, so super easy to take that off. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with removing the 2 7mm on each side. Now we'll go ahead and say, I'm just gonna let them fall in there. But again, doing this one-handed. There we go. There you go. So now time to switch off the 7 and go ahead and get the 10mm here. All right, so with all those bolts removed, it should literally just come right off pretty much. Now you will definitely have 3M for sure, so you're just gonna have to deal with that part. A little glue gun does help to just slide it underneath. But that being said, the last part is actually gonna go ahead and be disconnecting the camera to completely separate it. And because I'm definitely wanting to help you guys out here, so you just gotta push that brown tab. Once you do that, it'll go ahead and you can see the whole piece come off right here. And this is how it's actually gonna go ahead and look. Again, you gotta press down on that little tab. There's going to be a little piece that stays there, and then you also have to pop out one of these another pieces here that's actually holding in the excess wiring here of the camera. So once you get that out, that will go ahead and stay there, and the trunk will just completely shoot open. Now this is actually going to be the final piece that we actually need to remove, so that way we can start assembling. So you go ahead and see we have a bunch of these little torque screws. I'll go ahead and count them out and show you guys exactly what we need to do. But there's the actual camera. Again, we need to remove all of this and reuse it. So the camera's actually here. You go ahead and see the hole over here. But just to show you guys the actual difference, just side by side off the car, this is the spoiler here. And again, this is just the flats OEM style. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's gonna go ahead and make a huge difference. So while I'm actually switching out this OEM carbon fiber actual style here for the new deck lid ducktail style, also carbon, I've actually noticed something with the Mustangs. The subtle spoilers always have looked so good on these cars, man. So we got obviously the Cobra there. We got the Shelby here, again, subtle, nothing too crazy, still looks really good. Even coming down over here to the S550, this one obviously has a lot more going on with it, but we also have the carbon fiber trunk there with the, again, subtle ducktail there. Just want to take a little bit of a pause there to show you guys just how well these subtle looks actually make a difference. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, and that's gonna go ahead and be exactly mirrored for the other side. But right in the middle where the camera is, we have 2 right here. So we have a total of 3, 6, and then 8. So with those 8 removed, you go ahead and actually take out the middle here, the actual camera piece. So you just need to remove this actual plastic piece because that will kind of get in the way. But now it should be able to pull out this entire plastic trim there. Again, this is what actually holds everything on. So with that out of the way, now we can show you guys what we're dealing with hardware. You go ahead and see, we're gonna go ahead and need to remove all of this as well. These should, again, be pretty simple. You just gotta pull them off. You use a little flathead, if anything, if it's stuck. The camera itself, you literally just gotta pull it out and just kind of move it back over here, pretty much like that. So again, these are super simple to take off. I recommend putting a little bit of tape if they're just too loose after you remove them. But once you actually put it on, if they just slide too much, a little bit of tape definitely does make a difference. Just like this one, it would slide off too easily, so just put a little bit of tape at the end of it. So the harder ones that are gonna go ahead and take to remove are actually gonna be these 2 stud ones right here. And do not be afraid, you're not gonna break it. You just gotta, again, use a little bit of force to pull it off. So now we just gotta go ahead and repeat the process, but doing it backwards. We have the brand new carbon fiber piece here. Now we're actually able to see the difference. I think this looks super good, but honestly, you cannot go wrong with either or. Now we're super happy with the fitment. Last thing I wanna go ahead and do, just to triple check before I bolt everything down, stick the 3M on, we're gonna actually go ahead and try the reverse camera and make sure everything works. All right, so we're just letting everything kind of turn on. And there is the reverse camera. It only shows it for a second because we're actually not in reverse, but everything looks good. We're gonna go ahead and start putting everything back together. All right, so we just came out to one of our favorite roads here locally. We got the drone, and now time for you guys to enjoy some of the views with this new beautiful Extreme online store, carbon fiber, deck lid, ducktail style. Let's go ahead and see it. All right, so now actually walking around the car, this thing just looks completely insane, especially adding on with that ducktail now. I feel like it really brought the sleek look all together. This angle is probably one of my favorite angles now. This is insane, man. Now again, a huge shout out to Extreme Online Store for providing parts that actually fit right. You go ahead and see how seamless this is. Again, huge shout out to Extreme Online Store. You honestly cannot go wrong with either OEM style or ducktail, or even throwing on another spoiler on top of that. But this thing just came out so good. I'm super happy. So again, huge shout out to them. Definitely go pick yourself up something if you're looking for anything. A lot of the parts on this build you could actually get from their website. So again, huge shout out to them.